Hi, it's Vikram here. Okay, I'm sitting in my nice, terrace area. Just wanted to cover, a few aspects of service card. Actually, it's been asked many times that, why do I need an API platform? Why do I need API enrichment? Why do I need, APIs in general? And I think one of the key things which we all, have to look at in today's world, especially if you're looking at, CIO or chief entrepreneur or chief, architect, is that how can I look at, what are my strategic drivers? And the strategic drivers essentially, would be your growth. Can you build more growth? Second will be that change in the business model. We are no more, running as islands. Everything is coming together, either within the companies or outside the companies. Then on the third aspect is basically the speed to market. So if you want to go ahead and quickly roll out the system, you have to do it very fast, and you can only do that if you have the right set of infrastructure in place or strategy in place, and have it ready. And the next is the digital developer, digital partner, digital traveler, like, because they want it quick, fast, immediate, and they want it easy. Everything should be ready, everything should be at the fingertips. Those kind of cyber audience is what you're looking at. And then you're looking at the wow factor. If you have services which can create that wow factor, why not expose out to the world and make some more money? Now, what essentially goes wrong, and that's typically something what we talk about in most of my presentation, is that what is the way, why do I need it, how do I what is the need for transformation? So first is what we call it as your maintainability and scalability issue. If you don't have the infrastructure which is ready for you to kind of which is easy to maintain and which is scalable, if you have suddenly got 1 million requests coming in, or you have 100,000 on a typical day, but you have suddenly 500,000 coming in. So do you have that kind of scalability in the infrastructure which you have put in, and do you also have the ability to manage it without getting your technical team getting coming in? The second is data is running as silos, or is running as islands. So you will have a lot of systems which are not coming together because the data is always residing left and right, or the systems do not have the ability to talk to each other. And that's where you need the APIs to be exposed between these systems without changing those systems to actually come together and work for better value, or for better efficiency, or better automation. And the next is that you need to transform because your business rules are too rigid. Your compliance, you have IT compliance, you have audit compliance, you have the business driving factors, you have the budgeting issues and things like that. So how can you put it all together in a set of what we call it as the business rules, and these rules or the strategy rules can be enforced by default into your transformation plan. And the next is lack of interfaces. A lot of systems which are being built do not have interfaces in place. So if they don't have interfaces in place, then how will you make them talk to each other? How will you expose them to the outside parties or outside systems which want to collaborate with you? Then you have fundamentally big issue is the very monolithic systems and architecture which is already in place, and that kind of doesn't make it flexible. So if you have a system which is talking in ISO 8583, or which is talking in a HTTP, or it's talking on a socket, and your partner is coming and saying that, hey, I can't use socket programming from outside over the internet. So you want to have a system which can actually transform that into an API and then expose it out, right? Then what my key focus is that whenever we request our partners or clients to kind of tell us, is we follow the strategy which is what we call it as connect, collaborate and share. So first thing what you have to do is you have to connect all your services and all your data which is running in islands and systems is running in island, and connect them together to create a web of services which can be built on top of them. And that itself will lead to the second part, which is collaboration, because your systems are talking to each other, so you'll be able to collaborate in a much better way internally, in terms of efficiency, in terms of automation, in terms of cost saving, in terms of non-repetition, and going towards outside, which sharing. That is the third important element, is that share it with the inside team, share it with the outside parties, and do that. So one of the projects which we did recently was with one of the big telcos in ASEAN, and they had about 6 or 7 amazing services, something like in the lines of Twilio and Zendesk, and they have a payment platform, and they wanted the whole thing to be clubbed in together as a as a single platform which can be positioned as a service. And that's what we facilitated with them with this our approach of what we call it as connect, collaborate and share. Yeah. So eventually what it does is that it gives you, firstly it's a digital mantra, secondly it actually helps you bringing out the innovation, which could be either internal or it could be coming with a collaboration with outsiders. Let's say I'm a bank and I want to roll it out with a for a set of fintechs which I want. So actually I need a layer of API enrichment and management platform which can actually do that. That's where the innovation can come in. And thirdly, the readiness, to be ready for the market, to be ready for the future, which is, I think, most of the time is, we do want to focus on that, but it's just that how do we do it is always a question. Then second is doing agile development very quickly. So let's say you have a new requirement, where are your services, you quickly pick them up, compile them, and create a new service, new version, and roll it out. And the good thing is now with these platforms like our platform Service Guard, what you can do is you can also do monetization. You can actually create a cost factor associated with how many calls that can come in. You can also do settlement. So it kind of, the platforms evolves to give you a complete system, not just in terms of API automation or API efficiency improvement, or you getting ready, but also actually getting into the into a revenue generating platform instead of just taking or sucking cost. And lastly, the platform, or so-called, what we call it as the API-led, architecture, which basically combines all the, the new microservices into micronet, which is what MuleSoft calls it. It's a good term. So they're a bit of a competitor, but we don't feel threatened. I think the good thing is that the customers have more choice. And so Service Guard also enables you all this what I've just talked to you about. So you should grow, you should have a good speed to market, you should have a wow factor coming in, you should have a digital audience which should be given immediately, and everything should be automated. Sorry, that's the that's the bit of door because of the wind. And yeah, so that was quickly my thoughts on a Sunday morning, and why you should go for API as a plan ahead, and how it can actually impact or how you should be able to transform with that. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great Sunday.